My name is Johnny Scoville. Guess who this is?
I'm Phil.
This is my neighbor, you guys.
I'm his neighbor.
And this is, right there.
Yes.
This is Chasetheheat. Now, I got to tell you something. I'm so excited. Thank you for hanging out with me.
More than welcome.
Guys, this is something that's been building, and I know when I told you, you probably scratched your head and were like, what? But guys, for you guys watching, you know for months, this has been in the works. I got a great neighbor, Phil and Alice now. My first connection with you guys was back in wintertime. We had a snowstorm one day, and it doesn't snow much here in Reno, but I shoveled the walkway. I looked out the window, and I see Alice and Phil shoveling the driveway. I'm like, still have my clothes on. I'm like, I'm going to help them shovel the driveway. So I went and shoveled the driveway. Nicest people in the world. The next day, your wife brought over to me some Armenian cake.
Yes.
I don't know the name of it, but my closest friend growing up, since I was 17, it's got him Aram Brazilian. He's Armenian. I love this dude. So I love the Armenian people, but I never had anything Armenian before. And this was it. To me, and I may be completely off base, but it was sort of like an Armenian version of tiramisu.
I think it was. Yeah.
I smashed it, Phil.
Alice and
I opened the top and took one bite. I thought I'd take a bite now and I'll put it away and I'll eat the rest later. I just smashed it. Put some hot sauce on it, actually.
Oh.
Halfway through. But anyway, I walked over to Phil's house about a week ago, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I said, look, dude, you know I have this channel, and he sees me out here filming and stuff. And I said, do you think you could, you know, my family would flip if we could do a video. We've been talking about it. You don't even realize this, but seriously,
No.
these videos have been seen in 150 countries.
Amazing.
And I said, do you think you could be on a video with me, with Johnny? And he said, I thought I'd get some brush back, like, I don't know. He just didn't waver, not an iota. He just said, yeah, let's do this thing.
It's an honor to be invited.
Today, I was walking across the line. Tell me you told me. He literally says, let me tell you what my motto is, my life philosophy.
Well, I'm just a kid from the northeastern part of the United States and broken family. My motto has always been, more is better.
Guys,
live it to the fullest.
What do we say?
Rock on.
What do we say about Chasetheheat? What we always say, the motto is, if it's worth doing, everybody was watching this and finishing it in their own house or kitchen or office with that, it's worth overdoing. I love that. So what we got today, and you know what's really funny, when I asked him if Phil would be on the show, he said, yeah, Johnny, but you know what? I want to eat something with you. So I was like, guy's a rock star.
I'll try one.
Here's what I got today. David Foy, you guys know him. David Foy owns Blazing Foods. Now, he created a challenge, Phil. I don't know if you heard about it. It's called the Deathnut Challenge. And what it is a challenge where there are literally only 5 peanuts. And each one is progressively hotter. And like these colors, you can tell by, like, I have a mild, medium, and fire. I'll show you in just a minute. But the color, you see how dark they are? They go progressively? Well, that's what this challenge is. The 5th one is insane.
Yes.
And so...
You hope to live if you eat it, right?
Yeah, it's hot. But here's the great thing. When he sent me, the first time he sent it to me, he sent me 2 boxes, and I ate them both.
Oh!
So this is the coolest thing, and my fans know it. I'm not sure if I told you about this, but David Foy contacted me about 3 weeks ago, and he says, Johnny, let's do a collaboration. I said, what do you mean? And he goes, let's do a Deathnut Johnny Scoville limited edition version. So we're in development right now. He sent me 2 different packages of peanuts, and they were hotter than the first one was, but not hot enough. To me, the last peanut needs to be an 8 on my scale. And if it hits an 8 on my scale, for the average purchase, it's going to be like a 13 or 14. So it's going to be a formidable challenge. But
it's fun in a way, though, right? You get a certain adrenaline rush from doing this.
For sure. You get this endorphin rush. You know why that happens, Phil?
No.
Well, here's what happens. When you eat peanut or something like hot endorphin rush, your body goes into distress. And your body, like you've been wounded before. When you've been wounded, your body, what it does is says, hey, we got a problem. I've been hurt here, I'm hurt here, or I got a fire in my throat. Send dopamine and endorphins. And it's your body's way of sending a painkiller. So when you eat a lot of these peppers, your body feels like it's in distress, so it sends dopamine. You get this euphoric, amazing, pleasurable feeling.
Yes.
You mentioned chili flakes.
That.
Oh, I do. You mentioned chili flakes, which is so funny. You heard what he said? He said he puts it on peppers. The first time I ever overdid it with peppers, that I really said, oh my gosh, there's something here.
Yeah.
I was with my dad and my mom in a restaurant in New Hampshire. And I had a slice of pizza, and I poured so much red pepper on it, Phil, it was this high.
Oh!
And my dad goes, Johnny, what are you doing? I said, what? He goes, you're not going to waste that. You need to eat it now. And I had no intention of making anybody else eat it, so I ate it. It was too much, but I had to eat it. I was committed. And I got this endorphin rush. And I remember, I swear to you, Phil, I remember sitting at the table looking at my mom and dad and my sister and my brother. I remember thinking, I had this rush going. I felt this amazing feeling of euphoria and well-being.
Wonderful.
And I looked around the table thinking,
Wonderful.
does everybody else feel this? I wonder if they know what I'm feeling. So that started my journey.
You're a real professional, though.
Yeah, I have issues.
Because pizza.
That's where
I put a lot. That's how I started with peppers. And more is better. I used to put more and more pepper and shaking the flakes.
More is better
in pizza restaurants, and about 5 times more than anybody else.
Isn't the great thing though that Johnny Scoville's neighbor, this guy, because isn't it fitting? Now let's take a look. Before I want you to take a whiff, all I can smell when I smell this bag, me personally, and I have a very sensitive nose towards heat.
Yes.
I don't really detect any at all. All I'm getting is peanuts, really. Right?
Peanuts.
All right. Now you'll see.
Wonderful peanuts.
Yeah.
By
Now
the way.
they're very light in color. Let me read you the ingredients. They're Super Jumbo XL Virginia peanuts with Carolina Reaper peppers. Now the Carolina Reaper pepper is currently the hottest pepper recognized by the Guinness Book, and I have one here to show you, Phil. See that stinger tail? This is a Carolina Reaper. Now this Guinness Book of World Record currently rates this at on an average about 1.5. The peak about 2.2 million Scoville units. Now in these are let me give you the ingredients: or Super Jumbo XL peanuts, pure cane sugar, and Carolina Reaper pepper mash. Now Phil, what a mash are those peppers just mulched up into a puree, really. It also has then Carolina peppers, just the peppers themselves, sea salt and spice. So we're gonna eat this right now.
Okay, we're gonna try it. And the peanut itself is beautiful.
It is. It's huge.
Is this my?
Why don't you take that one? It's a little less stuff on it.
I'll take this one. And these peanuts are fantastic. These Carolina and Virginia peanuts are the best on earth.
Huge.
So you may as well, and really, they're fantastic.
So Phil, thank you for having me. I'm Johnny Scoville. You guys, this is Chasetheheat.
Let's go.
Now, what's nice about it, to me, right off the bat, is a great crunch. It doesn't feel like
peanut taste.
Great,
powerful.
Now, when you start chewing it, about 5 or 6 seconds into it, you start going, okay, there's something different about this peanut than any other peanut. You couldn't put this on a table somewhere and have someone eat it and not have them say to you, what was up with that? It's a hot peanut.
That's correct. It's hot.
Now my scale, I was talking to Phil earlier. I have a weird Johnny Scoville scale. I tend to be lower than the average person. So if somebody who's experiencing like a 6 on their scale of 1 to 10, Phil, it's usually about a 1 for me. So for me, this, on the needle, it barely makes my needle bump. Where do you find on your scale?
For me, just 4 or 5.
All right, so we're pretty accurate there.
Yeah.
Now, but it's got great pepper flavor.
Oh, it's wonderful.
All right, now,
it's smooth. And
here's the great thing. I'm Johnny Scoville. I'm not going to make you eat anything more harsh than that because you've already done the hard work. But I do want you to smell the difference now. Remember the first one was only peanuts.
Let's smell it.
Take a whiff of that.
Ooh. Strong.
Right off the bat, there's this.
You know that's in there.
Oh, yeah. No two ways about it. And if you look, guys, let me just show you.
That's up the scale.
Yeah, it really, really is. And all you got to do is first of all, you can smell a significant difference, but take a look at the difference in just the color.
Oh, the color.
Now, right on the left, we got the mild, right there, Phil's pointing. In the middle one, we've got the medium, which I haven't eaten yet. Now, it's got the exact same ingredients, Phil, but higher up on the ingredient list is the mash and the Reapers. So we'll eat this one now. Now, the second you crunch it, you're going, okay, no,
something's happening.
Yeah, now.
Something's happening.
Yeah. Again, though, it's got that great flavor. Now, on the Johnny Scoville scale, this is probably like, the second nut is probably it goes to 2 for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for a non-chili, this is good. You're going to find
That's
this.
what I mean, professional.
For a non-chili, you'd find this somewhere around I would say 7, pretty close to a 7.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna eat the hottest one. I got a little surprise, a Johnny Scoville surprise for the family members. After I'm gonna eat a pepper, but we're gonna talk about a couple real quick. Let me get this good example to show you the difference in color here. There we go. Now, here is on this little chopping board is an example of the 3 different peanuts. You can clearly see the difference in color. We got that's the fire one, the super hot one. The one in the middle is the mild one, and the medium, and the mild one that Phil and I ate is the one on the left. So now this is the super hot one. Woo! Now the no joke, the flavor is way more intense.
Yes.
Like right off the bat.
No question.
Yep. But here's the thing, though. It has a great pepper flavor, kind of an earthy flavor. There's no bitterness, and that's a great thing because, Phil, one of the problems with super hot peppers is they tend to be a little bitter.
Really?
There's no bitterness. Do you sense any bitterness?
Oh, no. This was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
So on the Johnny Scoville scale, for these super hot ones, they're going to come in somewhere around a 3 for me. I'm not making that up.
Yeah.
So this is probably a 3. So for a non-chili head, it's going to be, no, maybe it's a 2 for me. It'd still only be around a 7 or 8 for a non-chili head, but it's super hot. Now, I'm going to show you a really cool thing. I didn't want Phil to come over and just eat something mild, so I want to do something really kind of cool. So I got a bunch of cool peppers. I got a lot here. Look at this one, Phil. This is called a mustard scorpion.
Oh, it's beautiful, though.
It really is. It's got a gorgeous color, and it's a heavy pod, too. Feel the
Gee,
weight on this.
Oh, my.
I'm guessing somewhere around 20. Oh, yeah, everything.
Yeah.
I'm guessing about 20 to 20 grams in this.
Woo.
Here's a pod that I'll be reviewing on my channel tomorrow. Now, when you cut a pepper open, let me show you something kind of unique. Here I've got a pepper I'm going to eat right now. This is called a 7-pot yellow. Now, guys, check this out. Now, the reason they call this a 7-pot yellow is that they say that if you you can heat 7 pots of chili with this. I'm not sure if you can eat 7 pots of Johnny Scoville chili.
Yeah.
But they say you can eat 7. Now, look at the interior. Smell that.
Strong.
Do you want to hear a funny story? You didn't hear about this, Phil. This is the only knife I used to ever cut pods open. It's a Microtech.
Really?
Really nice knife.
Woo!
And I used it. And it's what this knife
Reminds
is
me
known
of where
for.
I grew up. Everybody carried a switchblade.
Amen. It's an out the front. Now, this knife is known for being reliable.
Wow.
One day I'm on a video, doing a video, I cut pepper open, I went like this, and it went to here and stopped. I was like, so I sent it to the company. They sent me back a letter. It's the funniest letter in the world. They said, upon further inspection, I swear to you, this is true. They said, Dear Johnny, upon further inspection, what we found inside was a seed. We think it was a pepper seed. I swear to you, I have the letter. It's so funny, Phil. They said, Johnny, listen, they said, moving forward, be careful of seeds and that pepper oil because that will gunk up a knife. But they sent it back, and then literally a pepper seed stopped one of the mightiest knives there is. But anyway,
Unbelievable.
now if this here's something interesting. Right here, Phil, this right here, this is called the placenta. Right, this is where all the heat is. You know, a lot of people think all the heat's in the seeds.
I
No, there
always
isn't.
did. Yeah, I have no idea.
It isn't. The heat that you find in seeds is the oil, the capsaicin oil, that surrounds the seeds, but seeds itself don't have
Live and
heat.
learn.
Here's the unique note of this pepper. This pepper was grown by Mark Wilkinson, sent it to Johnny for a special review. This pepper here was grown by Randy Keaton. This is a purple scorpion ghost. Now it has a little purpleness up here, but here's the unique thing about this pepper. When you cut it open, the placenta on every pot I've ever seen is a yellowish or off-white. The placenta on the inside of this is purple, Phil.
Oh my!
I'm so stoked to eat this, and he let Johnny do this.
The royal color.
He said, "I'm gonna could you do this for me?" So I'm gonna eat that. But I'm gonna eat this right now. Do you see that little black pepper up there at the top?
I do.
I'm gonna cut that out. The reason I'm cutting that out is black pepper. All pepper, the seeds tend to be a little bitter. So the problem with pepper seeds is that it doesn't create heat. But if there's ever bitterness in a pepper, it's usually because of that. So I got rid of the black ones. I'm gonna eat this right now. Take a whiff of that.
Powerful.
It almost smells like it's a warning.
Powerful. It is a warning. There's no doubt about it. If I encountered that somewhere in the jungle somewhere, I'd know that it means stay away. That's those.
It's funny you say that, Phil, because I've talked about this on different videos.
Yes.
If you go to the rainforest, you see like a little frog that's this big and it's bright yellow or bright green or bright orange. There's a reason it's bright orange. You know what that is, right?
Same reason the stop sign is red.
A warning to say, hey, don't eat me. I think that peppers smell like that. That's a warning to Johnny Scoville saying, you know what? Caution, I'm going to burn you. This pepper right now is floral, a little bit, which I'm not a fan of floral. Let me tell you what floral is, Phil.
Yeah.
All right, now a floral flavor is kind of, it almost tastes perfumey and almost soapy, which is not my favorite. And one of the problems with super hot peppers, they tend to have a floral, bitter flavor. There's no bitterness in this pod. That had a bit of a fruitiness to it, which is kind of neat. A little bit of floral that I don't appreciate. Here's the neat thing about me. I'm blessed. When I taste a pod that's got a negative flavor like bitterness or floral, it's what dissipates the quickest. Like right now, the floral flavor's got, but right now, the heat in my throat, man, there's a reason, Phil, they call this a 7-pot. My throat is on fire right now. On my scale right now, now granted, I ate 3 of these peppers, but on the Johnny Scoville scale right now, I'm not joking you, I'm at a 4 solid right now. So for the average person, if you try this, you'd be at a 10 easily.
Well, now you know why I think of Johnny as a natural with peppers, right? And there are naturals. There are naturals in baseball, for instance, that can wake up in the morning and just go out and hit. This is Johnny with these peppers. He knows what he's doing.
How about my neighbor, though? How about Phil? Is this guy, it's really funny. Here, this thing. Any guy who's gulping salsa in a Mexican... How many years ago was that?
Maybe 10. Maybe 10. So, but I mean, it's true. I've always liked it, and I always put a double coating of flake peppers on top of any pizza I ever ate, but I can't do it anymore. But I used to, so I probably could have been a pepperhead at one time.
No accent, Phil is my neighbor.
That's funny.
Now, let me ask you a question, Phil. The heat, do you have any heat left in your mouth from the first pepper? Okay, it's gone. Now, my heat is still actually building. It might even be a 5 for me. It's piping hot.
Wow, baby.
Yep. So listen, we're going to wrap this thing up now. I'm Johnny Scoville. I want to thank you guys for watching. Now, below in the description box below the video, you're going to see a link to Blazing Foods. Amazing. If you haven't tried the Death Nut Challenge, you don't need to. If you're scared of that, but you want to try some great nuts, these aren't bad, Phil, right?
No, they're terrific.
You guys can handle this. Anybody can.
Anybody.
I think most folks would probably be able to tolerate a few of these. You're a chili head and you want these. But go to the description box. You'll see a link. All of you guys, let's thank Phil for hanging out with Johnny today. Listen, thank you so much.
Well, you're the natural, you're the star, but I appreciate being invited to spend a little time with the group.
I'm not going to anchor you and secure you and try to lynch you in, but do you think maybe you could do another one down the road with me?
Oh, sure.
Guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Johnny Scoville. This was my neighbor Phil. This was Chase the Heat.